All right, fair warning to those of you watching, this could be a very underwhelming video, but by definition, because we're browsing through the top of all time on the mildly interesting subreddit, so these should be the most extremely mildly interesting things that you've ever seen in your entire life. I've probably seen some of these before because this is a very popular subreddit that I've looked into photos on occasion in the past, but still, we'll check it out. It's a place I feel very at home because I'm someone who, I don't know, say for example, I was driving down the street out in the wild, not at a car dealership, and I saw like 3 cars parked in a row on the street that were same make, model, and color or something. I'd be like, hey, look at that. It's the same car, 3 in a row. And if I was driving with someone, they'd be like, yeah, that's cool. But this is a place where that would be at home. Anyway, all right, we'll go in reverse order as I have been doing for the past couple episodes. Seems to be accepted. So let's start at, I don't know, number 17. The roof of my house looks like an upvote. Now on Reddit, if you're not familiar with the system here, you up and down vote things, and the little arrows over here, you see where it says 61.2, and I have my cursor, if my cursor is visible, that, you know, those are the up and down votes, and the house looks like that. It's very mildly interesting. Like, imagine, like, standing in that parking lot with a friend, you're like, hey, do you use Reddit? They're like, yeah, I do, on occasion. And you say, look at that house, it looks like the arrows on the site, and they'd be like, okay, I guess it looks like an arrow. That's cool. And you'd be like, all right, I'm going to just post it on Mildly Interesting instead because you don't appreciate it. Next up, this hotel checklist reminds you to steal the toiletries. Don't forget clothes, keys, wallet, purse, passport, mobile phone, chargers, laptop, toothbrush, check the safe, steal the toiletries. Thought it was going to be like something inadvertent. Nah, it just says steal the toiletries. I guess people probably do that in hotels all the time though, because don't they just get thrown out? Because you're not gonna, you as the new guest in the room, don't want to use the old person's toiletries. So, yeah, steal them. The baby snails in my tank are so small that the surface tension lets them crawl on the underside of the water. Wow, that's really a thing. The top comment says they're trapped in the upside down. Yeah, that must be. Imagine that. Imagine being like, I want to get to the other side. That's like the ground for them. Oh, that would be so weird. To be like, I can't get to the other side of the water. That's pretty cool though. That's more than mildly interesting to me because I feel like you could point that out to someone and they'd be like, oh, wow, they're walking upside down on water. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's continue. A stream crossing another stream. See, the question is, what did they do before man came around and made the bridge? Was nature just completely out of balance and man had to come and save it? I wonder if that actually like alleviates flooding though. If you had one stream feeding into, like if you had the stream with the bridge on it feeding into the bottom stream, would that actually cause the bottom stream to flood? Is that the issue here, or did you just do it because it looks cool? I'm looking more for an explanation rather than it being like mildly interesting to me is all. Okay, so anyway, I found this butterfly between the sheets of a 231-year-old book. That was preserved in like remarkably good condition. I mean, I guess if it's just, there'd be nothing to help it decompose if you just sandwiched it in there, and that's an old butterfly. Can you imagine? Assuming that OP is being truthful here in this situation, because maybe OP just caught a butterfly, was like, all right, I'm gonna sacrifice you for beautiful internet karma points. Just grabbed a book that kind of looked old and just poor butterfly. It's okay. Your legacy lives on for many people. So anyway, my panoramic photo accidentally captured a single bird flying in sequence. That's pretty cool. Reminds me of old skateboard magazines that I would look at where they do the like across the page, like the scenery would stay the same like it does here, but then you'd have the skateboarder performing whatever trick he was doing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Maybe a little bit more than mildly interesting. More like, yeah, you couldn't have planned that better if you wanted to. Maybe that's a subreddit. Reddit.com/r/ you couldn't have planned that any better if you wanted to. So we got a counterfeit $10 at work. Did they tape it to the wall? Like, for future employee reference, this is not what Alexander Hamilton looks like. I can't imagine like that was actually intended to be a counterfeit bill. I imagine it had to be like a prop bill, part of some set piece or something, and someone was just like, let's see if we can get away with this, which is highly illegal. I actually, dude, I saw, this was a couple months ago, I was getting pizza. Yeah, whatever. It was my cheat meal. Okay, don't worry about it. And someone tried to pay with a $100 bill, and the dude at the cash register looks at it. He's like, this doesn't have the watermark on it. And the people like freeze up, and just by the way that they kind of were acting to it, it just seemed that they were like, they knew, and they were trying to get away with it. I don't know. You can just tell sometimes with people's body language that it wasn't like, oh shoot, this is an honest mistake. What the heck? We got this at the bank the other day. It was like, yeah, oh, I don't know, no watermark? Oh, okay. Yeah. I wonder how that happened. And the dude was like, I'm supposed to actually call the police if I see this. It's policy. And they were like, and he was like, I guess I won't do it this time. And then they just kind of shrunk away. It was really weird. And this wasn't in like a shady place. This was a nice pizza place. Anyway, all right. An entire DSLR, DLSR? Isn't it a DSLR? Oh God, I'm questioning my entire existence now. Disassembled. See, that's pretty cool. That's a lot. It is, you just think about like in your phone, in your any piece of electronics, a watch, it's just, if you break it down, there's a lot of stuff to fit into one little thing. Pretty impressive what us humans have been able to do. All right, let's see. Found a dude playing Johnny Cash tunes from inside a trash can. What? But why? Why would you do that? The top comment is, I don't know what to say besides what the F. It's like a talented Oscar the Grouch that's also a human and not a puppet. Yeah, what I don't know, possesses you to go and, like, yeah, that's my gig. I'm going to actually get in a trash can. Instead of just playing guitar, I'm just going to get in a trash can and play guitar. My tent takes longer to set up if you speak Spanish. 10-minute setup. It takes 12 minutes though. You gotta read, if you cannot read the above, it's gonna take you 12 minutes. I wonder if it's a typo or if they're actually like, nah, it does take longer to read our instructions if they're not in English. Oh boy, someone needed to proofread on that one. These magnets are stocked past the end. That is so mildly interesting. That is the most mildly interesting thing. That's totally something that if I saw that at the hardware store, if I was with someone, I'd be like, look at this, it's past the, look at, they're magnetized, and they'd be like, okay, that's great, cool, I care. This is the story of my life when showing people videos I found funny on YouTube, and then I share it with them, and I'm like, you're gonna love this, and then they just sit there with a blank expression on their face, and then I never share videos again. In fact, it's been a very long time since I've ever shared a video that I found funny, because that is inevitably the response to it. So I just don't do it anymore. I just don't do it. You think as someone who does YouTube for a living, I'd be good at identifying what would work? No, turns out that I'm just totally off base on what I think is shareable. There's a fully operational Blockbuster in my town. Is there really though? Is that actually real? Because I'm pretty sure they're out of business. Or is it like it's like an imposter Blockbuster? I mean, there are a lot of movies in there, it looks like, through the, all right, Blockbuster's still alive and well in Oregon, apparently. This store lets customers choose whether they want to be bothered by the staff. I can do it myself, I need help. You know what, that's a good idea. I just earlier today, it was a post in like the shower thoughts section on Reddit, and it was like, Uber should add a notification feature that you put in when you're requesting a ride that says whether or not you want to talk or whether you just want to stay quiet and keep to yourself. And I feel like that could be cool. That's kind of similar to this though. I like it. Stores should implement that. Whenever our maintenance guy writes old, it looks like a mildly unhappy face. I actually think that if I saw that, I'd see the face before I saw old. And I'd be like, why is someone drawing faces on these boxes? And it would take me a moment to say, oh, it actually says old. I get it now. I definitely see the face before the old. God dang it. I'm old. This is the face that I would make if I was an old box. This lowercase stop sign. Is that in the United States? First off, I feel like I should know this, but are octagonal stop signs exclusive to the United States? And if they are, I wonder if that's a violation of like highway safety laws. I assume there's like a reason for everything being all caps. Same with the do not enter. Pretty sure all signs are all caps, and the do not enter over there is also lowercase. Oh yeah. Because let's take a moment to appreciate the lowercase do not enter sign. So yeah, I'm not crazy though. That's also not a thing either. That is a quality post. It's literally a quality post because the stop sign's on a post. After I poured milk into my coffee, I found Snoopy on the doghouse under the moon. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's like when you see a cloud up in the sky and you're like, wow, that looks like whatever it looks like. Except even more impressive, that's very detailed. Unless it was staged. I never know what to believe on the internet anymore, because there are some Photoshop wizards out there who could make that look very, very realistic. You never know the difference. All right, that's number 2. Here we go. The number 1 post of all time. The most mildly interesting thing that you will ever see in your entire life with 117,000. God, that's a lot of upvotes. Lens flare in this photo looks like Eric Cartman. That it does. I can't argue with that. What city is that? Can't identify the city. Can someone here identify the city? Dallas. Never been to Dallas. That would be why. It's Cartman down there. That would be, yeah, probably the most mildly interesting thing of all time. Like if that was a friend said, hey, look at this photo I just took. It looks like Cartman in the lens flare. I'd be like, yeah, I guess it does. I'd be the underwhelmed person in this situation. But underwhelmed enough that it is the top post of all time. The most mildly interesting thing to ever have occurred in the history of the planet. One of these days I'm gonna have to like find something that I find to be really mildly interesting. And then maybe I'll try posting it on here and people will be like, nah, that's not even mildly interesting. Or they'll be like, oh, that's too interesting, sorry. I feel like as much as I appreciate it, I just wouldn't be able to get something right. Anyway, all right, we're gonna wind down the video here. Hopefully you've enjoyed, or hopefully at least you found the video mildly entertaining. Make sure to like if you like, check out the playlist in the description if you wanna see more videos like this, and subscribe if you're not already. If you wanna listen to the music playing right now, it's linked in the outro over on Music. All right, I'll see you next time.